Hi everyone, how you doing today? I am glad to have you back again. Today we are building, what's a surprise, but we do build a national park this time. So this national park is actually, the idea of it is based on Kinkaku-ji, where the Golden Pavilion is. I am sure that even if you are not Japanese, or if you are not a huge fan of Japan, but if you've seen more or less any Japanese garden photo, then this Golden Pavilion probably was one of them. So that's actually a building which built from 3 different levels, and they are historically different as well. The base one is quite a traditional build, and then the second level is built for the samurais, and then the top part is a bit more modern. But let's get back and we're gonna get to the pavilion. At the moment I'm on the project to build the entrance of the whole national park. Now obviously this is not that ancient and traditional because it is now for the public, but the fencing parts and the gate part is still the traditional. So I was like, yeah, let's go with it because it is like, let's keep the fence. Usually on my builds I do leave the fence out. However, in Japan they usually, like in the traditional way, they would have this fully built fence even with roof on the top. Now here I've tried once with the roof on, but it felt like too much, so I just reduced it down onto the fence part. But actually that was to protect themselves from the ninjas and like attacking samurais. So that's the function. So I thought, like, here I have enough space to build it, and then it just make more sense for me. So actually the national park bit, here, as you can see, like I'm cheekily adding a bathroom. That's only for the game, for the sake of the gameplay, but I don't think they have had a bathroom back in the age. I was trying to keep it like more or less like older look, but I just needed a place in case if I start my gameplay and then obviously my sims have to visit the loo or something. So back to the national park bit. The national park bit, the left side, like if you are in front of the gate, the left side is more or less look like as Kinkaku-ji, and the right hand side is rather just like a build, and I was just having fun and trying to get some like gameplay interest as well onto the national park, because this national park is quite a bit big itself, and it has a mountain part. And as you can see that I went in and I've added the mountain part as well, but due to the staircases, which you will see what job was to have all the terrains attached and etc. It was a hardcore bit, so I could not add more mountains. I probably could have, but I just, on a point, I gave up with it. So on here I've built the lake with a little island, which is if you look up the Golden Pavilion, you're gonna see this lake. I was trying to make it identical, and here we are on the pavilion part. So this base part will be a bit more ancient, and then how we are going up with the levels, then they are coming closer in the timeline, I think. Now the Golden Pavilion, you can't actually visit it, so I'm not sure what is inside. So I've decided that I've just remained with this part, and I have not actually added anything into the pavilion. So it just, I kept it empty. So on here I'm trying to figure out how to make the wall really traditional. and in the end I found like it is just the easiest way to go with these wall murals. And on the side I left the rice, like this traditional Japanese finish. And on the other two levels it meant to be gold, however there is no gold wallpaper. I've tried my best to match it up, but I just had to remain with the yellow one. After I built it, I thought like I could have searched for some CC to have some gold wallpaper, but now that's how it is. I'm just like I'm absolutely happy how it turned out in the end. So I was like, yeah, we just stay with the yellow wall, I guess. And also to match up the yellow wall and find some traditional look but yellow doors, it was like mission impossible. So I just stayed with white doors, and I was keep changing them up and down. But in the end of the day, because there will be a roof as well on every single level, you hardly can see the door. So I was like, yeah, like let's stay what we have and remain with that one. So on here we are already on the third level, or sorry, the second flight, getting the roof around. I managed to get like this time I was quite happy with the roof, how it turned out, so I can't complain this time. I usually do, but not this time. I was okay with it. And with the amount of effort I put in, like obviously by that time I haven't had the update where I can place doors and windows wherever I wanted, so still you're gonna see that some of the windows are a little bit off, and especially the doors were off, the ones which I wanted to use. But in the end I've decided like, yeah, it's just that's how it is. It's gonna be fine. So the roof part is done. I'm just trying to find some gold-ish poles. There are none, so I had to go with what I had again. But in the end, I was really pleased how it turned out. Obviously, it does not look exactly the same how it's supposed to be, but I think it is like it's quite identical. You can see what I was trying to put together. And then in here on the side of the pavilion there is a decking area which just go across the lake. I had quite a bit of play around with the lake, but in the end I figured out that from the base I can actually reduce the size of the lake and then come back on the top ends and add the lake back. So it had the reflection on the lake. That was the most important, because I think like even nowadays lots of people visiting this area because you can take really nice pictures with the reflection of the pavilion on the lake. So I was absolutely happy how it turned out. And there is a phoenix on the top of the pavilion, like in real life, but in Sims I hardly had a gold phoenix, so I went with, I think it's a rooster which gone on to the top. And then I've used quite a bit of trees from the debug items, so it is more or less like there are 1 or 2 CC items on this build, but if you do download it from the gallery, you will find my ID below the video, so don't worry about it, like to make a note. But you can download it and it will be usable. I wouldn't worry about it at all. Now, just to come off from the video, just for a tiny bit, if you do enjoy the videos, then please leave a comment below and let me know if you were here and watched it. And if you have any ideas what else to build, or if you want to build something and want to leave it in a gallery for me, use Nicolette Japanese hashtag, so then I can download them. It is literally just saving me from building a lot more Japanese houses. And like shortly I can get into the gameplay. However, with the last update now my Sims is playing up. Actually, the save of these builds are playing up, so I guess I'm gonna have to download them once more from the gallery and then I can go on, because I just can't save. So let's hope it's gonna get fixed. Probably I have a broken mod. Even this time was the first time when I removed all my mods and updated them before I've added them back. So yeah, but I'm hoping, guys, you are doing good after this huge update which we had with the eco lifestyle. And I am absolutely happy with the updates, but yeah, it's just it broke my game slightly bit. So I can see I've managed to build a bit of the mountain, and actually like the whole national park you can walk around and enjoy all the little bits and bobs. Now on the mountain I've started with some trees, etc., and then I was going through the decoration, then it just turned out like I've decided to add a picnic area, obviously, because in national parks you have to have one, otherwise you have errors. But also I've added little water features with stepping stones. I've seen it in another YouTuber's video, and it was like, I was like, wow, yeah, I love it. So thank you for the idea. And all these stepping stones and stones, they turned out really, like, really nicely. They blend in into the nature around them. And obviously they are not usable, so the Sims won't be able to walk across the lake, but it still it looks great, and I was happy with it, how it turned out in the end. So yeah, back again. So if you wanted to leave some comments, feel free, but also please hit a like button, because then it's a good feedback for me to see that you actually enjoy what I'm doing in here. And it just makes me like it gives the power of sitting again down and create the videos for you guys. So hit a like if you like this video, and a subscribe if you do enjoy my builds. And yeah, I'm hoping to get into the gameplay. I still have to build another city after the Japanese city, and obviously like this lockdown and etc. is now shortly and slowly coming to the end, so I won't have that much time than I had now. But I'm really hoping to keep up with the schedule, which is weekly one video for the minute, and I publish them on Monday at 6 p.m. GMT. So come back anytime. But if you do hit the ring next to the subscribe button, then obviously you're gonna get a notification of all the videos which I'm uploading, so then you don't have to worry about watching the calendar that yeah, it's Monday now, so there is a new video. But anyways, let's get back to the national park bit. So here I'm just dusting up the walking path and adding little features. I just got inspired. I've gone through all the decoration bits. I had to cut out like minutes long from the video, because I was just like going on and on and on and trying every single decoration bit. But I was trying to keep the feeling. This time I was not crazy about adding as many plants as I could. I still, like, I've added, there are lots of plants on this national park bit, but I could have added more, because Japanese gardens are usually packed with amazing plant I can't tell that word. So plants. And but I felt like if I do add more plants around, then I would just restrict my gameplay, so I was trying to keep it in a bay, I guess. But as you can see, there are little meditation point, there is a Buddha, there are some water features, there are rounded bits, rocks, so more or less everything what you would expect from a Japanese garden. And now here I'm just adding a few more trees and little bits and bobs. Now you can see that I'm actually going through on the debug items and trying them to see how they would work out. And whatever I found like it does suit the garden, I've added them. But more or less that's I think that's the final part. I have not really added like huge features, and I obviously wanted to include the sakura, the cherry tree in full bloom. Then the last part which I had to add, because during the building I have not added any lights at all. I felt like it is easier to add the lights later on, because then I can actually feature the build parts. So here that's why I'm keep going into night mode, so I can see where lights missing or where they would do a good job for me. Obviously Buddha should have some lightings, and then I've added a few lights on the pavilion as well, so then even if it's dark, then you can see the pavilion from far. So here we go again. Enjoy the walkthrough, and I'm hoping you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I should see you in a week time. Bye!